That's my cue.
Hey bestie, it's Katie Wasserman. I am a mom, an esthetician, the owner of Flagstaff Skincare Med Spa, and Prickly Bear Skincare, a post hair removal line. I started Beauty Talk Confessions because honestly, I got tired of how fake the beauty industry can feel. The conversations that happen between wax strips, peels, and facials that no one ever talks about publicly, we are gonna go there. So grab your coffee, get comfy, and let's peel back the layers, one confession at a time. Welcome to Beauty Talk Confessions, where the secrets come out and the glow gets real. Today I'm here with Nakeisha Hamilton. I recently met Nakeisha through Skin Games, and we partaked in a really cool competition that we will be talking about a little bit later. But I wanted to have Nakeisha on to talk a little bit about what she's doing, her experience with Skin Games, and just get to know her a little bit more and share her story with you guys. Thank you so much for being here today, Nakeisha.
Thank you so much for having me. It's such an honor.
Oh, I love it. I appreciate that. You're welcome. Well, before we dive into some of the questions I have, I would love for you to give a little story about how you got into the beauty industry and just a little bit of background about yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. So, um, a few or several years ago, I got married, and I have been in a household of testosterone, and so I wanted to get in touch with my feminine side. So I started looking into makeup, and a lot of people were like, "Oh, I love the way you do your makeup. Can you do mine?" And so I started off as a makeup artist, just doing like family and friends, and then people were like, "Oh, you should do this professionally. You're really good." So I started participating in like fashion shows and different events. People would host and they would invite me to teach them how to do makeup. And so that was really, really fun to do. And I actually had the opportunity to work on a movie set. And the
Cool.
movie set was so much fun. And I got to like do, I can't even think of what it's called right now, but I was able to do like makeup and like kind of create a scar or makeup. That's what it is, effects makeup. And so
Okay.
that was really cool. And I really enjoyed that. So I wanted to explore working on movie sets. And every time I called around, people were like, "Oh, you need to have a license," or I would want to get like training or work with certain people, and they're like, "Oh, sorry, you have to have a license." I was like, "Oh, that's my next step. I'm gonna go get a license." And I went
Yes.
to school to get a license, but fell in love with skin, and
Okay.
so I became a licensed esthetician in 2022, and I have been practicing ever since.
Oh, that's awesome. I love that. That's really cool. I actually haven't interviewed anyone on my podcast so far that started in the beauty industry that way. And I love that you're able to experience the makeup side of things, but then kind of project the beauty, the school of beauty school and everything like that. That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah, it was fun.
I love that. Are you still doing makeup at all or just more on the side?
Yes.
Okay.
I do it kinda on the side, like, people who know me, they refer me, and so I kinda prefer it that way. I love doing skin, and so that's my main thing. I'm still doing makeup, like, as people, refer me over.
Okay.
It is on my site, so you can book it, but mainly people know me for, skin, and so that's kind of what that is what I just focus on, is just beautifying people and helping them to feel beautiful from the inside out. I recently discovered that I am really interested in and passionate about holistic skincare.
Okay.
So this year I've been really focusing more on that. And what caused me to go into that is actually Skin Games last year. I just kind of jumped into the category because I was like, I wonder, what this is all about. I want to know more about it. And I learned that it doesn't have to be something that's so standard. And so I have like my own type of holistic practice based on what I believe the skin and the body needs, the mind, the spirit, the soul. So I incorporate the whole body as a whole into it, and so I really enjoy being able um, to express my belief and my faith into my business, and people, responding, not just like spiritually, but also their skin is responding because they have less stress, and they have better awareness, and just being able to be more confident in their skin. That has really helped to heal skin as well too. And so I've really enjoyed doing that, and looking forward to learning so much more in the industry of holistic skincare.
That's awesome. That's beautiful. I love that. I love that you've been able to incorporate your own beliefs and then seeing that response. It's so true. Everything really, it just builds up of one thing and one another. And there's such a transformation that we can create as practitioners when we give the full experience and start healing people and they're able to be aware of it as well. So I love that for you. That's a really cool, fun thing. So do you own your own practice? Do you work for somebody? Can you share a little bit about how your business is run or where you're at?
Yeah, so I'm in Goodyear, Arizona, and I'm actually getting ready to. I've just rebranded my salon. So the name of my salon is the Rebute, and the legal name is the Rebute by Kishi Spirit, and I just nicknamed her the Rebute, and so I right now I'm getting ready to move into a new um space, and that will be as soon as it's done. It's actually literally brand new, so I'm really excited about
That's
that.
exciting. I
And
love
yeah, I'm
that.
so excited about that.
Gonna be in Goodyear still, or is it gonna
Yeah, I'm
be
staying in Goodyear. I really feel
okay?
like this is the area for me. And
Yeah.
so I'll be in Goodyear, and I'll be still practicing holistically, but I'm really incorporating like I said, more of the spiritual aspect into it. So even just the branding itself is all based on olives and olive branches, and just like understanding like the olive mean can represent blessing, and it can represent new life, and it can represent just a spiritual awakening. And so I just want to make sure that everything that I do, like even my oils and everything that I'll be using, will contain olive oil. And so I'm really excited about just being able to express what I believe into healing the skin. I do believe that that is a gift of mine, is through healing. And so I really want to utilize my gifts in my profession. So it's not just like a profession for me, it's like a lifestyle for me. It's part of an extension of me. And I really, really believe that. And I love that about being able to go to work and just
Yeah,
loving and enjoying
yeah.
what I do. It doesn't really feel like work. So I'm really enjoying that process, or this process of moving and rebranding and everything.
That's
Did I answer
awesome.
the question? Because I think I totally forgot the question because my nephew
Well,
came in.
with your new location, are you gonna have staff members there or a team, or is it just gonna be you
I'm just
yourself?
solo.
Okay,
I'm
awesome.
solo. Yeah, would have liked to work. Well, I did work in a med spa once before, but it didn't work out for a
Yeah,
number of reasons. But I wished it would have worked out. I would have liked to work more, learn more from like a professional. Um,
yeah,
and I've tried to work in different places, but for some reason they just haven't worked out. So I'm just like, well, like I literally started my business on a like on faith, and I
oh,
felt like I heard, my Lord say, uh go ahead and start, and I'll take care of you. And he's taken care of me ever since then. I had two clients when I opened my salon suite,
oh,
and it grew really
yeah.
fast. So
And now you're up leveling and then getting to a new space. That's
yeah.
awesome.
So I'm
Congratulations.
really excited. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Well, I don't know if you knew, but I'm in Northern Arizona, so I'm actually in Flagstaff. So we're super close. I believe we
Yeah.
touched base at Skin Games, but
Yes.
I apologize because I was super postpartum there. That was like my first time away from the baby. I was just stopping breastfeeding,
Oh,
and I feel like I now am still, I don't know, my brain is like, mom brain is a whole
yeah.
nother
It's a
experience. And
whole
then
nother thing. Yeah.
oh my gosh. Well, and then it's like business brain, all of this. Like I
Yeah.
sometimes feel like I'm just like, I don't know what's going on, but I recognize your face a lot. And then also just with us doing the 30-day challenge. But um personally, I think something that's really cool that you've done, and maybe I'm just making my own opinion, but when I think about Phoenix area, it is the more like medical spa things. And so it makes sense.
Mm.
Or like not the most, I don't know, if for me as a practitioner, if I was down there, I don't feel like it's the most beneficial way to serve my clients. And so I
Mhm.
love for yourself that like you experienced it, but instead of staying in that lane, you're like, there's something that I need to do that isn't available for everybody here down in the valley. And it's really beautiful for you to have created a space that's also giving you that response because it's
Mhm.
needed. And I appreciate you having that space down there because not everyone is the typical Phoenix people, or
Yeah.
if they are, they're excited sometimes to be more in tune with themselves and have your skin be not just much of a surface level. And I love that you've had that
Yeah.
space for people to come to there.
Yeah, I think it's so important because it's not like our understanding that our skin is the largest organ is what really
Yeah.
made me think about that, and that we're not dealing with just something that's made for beauty. We're dealing with something that's going to protect our internal organs. And so it's just more that it's skin deep, like the cliche or it, but
Yeah.
it's true, it is skin deep. And so I've really been interested in that aspect of it, and so I've continued my education within that scope.
I love that. That's amazing. Uh well, so I'd love to know, how did you first get into skin games? When did you
Mhm.
hear about them? How did you just kind of start participating in all of that?
Yeah, so I was at Mecca
Okay.
in 20 last year, or what year is this? 2026. So in 2024, maybe I was at Mecca, and one of my mentors was there, and she was like, "Keisha, you need to go sign up for skin games." And I was like, what is skin games? I didn't even know what it was. And she's like, yeah,
Yeah.
just come on out. And she like dragged me over to the table, and I met
Okay.
Steve and I met Taylor, and they were just so kind. And I believe Jen was there too. But Steven was the one that was talking to me the most. But I do remember Taylor and Steven being there, and they're just talking to me and just getting to know me as a person. And so I signed up for new esthetician category because that's what they suggested that I do. I was like, I have no idea what this is. And I went and researched it, and ended up signing up for two additional categories in my first year. And it was so cool because when I went to the skin games, I had only met Steven that one time,
Yeah.
and Taylor, and I went to the skin games in 2025, and they like recognized me and knew my first name, and I just thought that was so amazing. And the event itself was just so great because able to walk into an event that involves beauty and deal with people that just love being around people and want to make positive connections and not being so catty and just the drama. So I really enjoyed the environment and just the
Yeah.
atmosphere and of our little like skin games family. I really feel like it's like family. I've learned so much about aesthetics, and I've learned so much about myself. I've definitely grown more confident since being a part of the skin games in my abilities, and also a sense of humility, I guess, and learning that I don't have to know everything, and that it's okay that
Totally.
I'm going to that I'm going to continue my education. Like that's actually a good thing. It's not something like that I should be ashamed of for not knowing enough.
Yeah.
And so skin games really taught me that, but I really loved like the people of skin games, and that's what like drew me to it as well, cuz they were just so great. And I was like, "Sure, you can have all my money. Like I I want to be a part of something that wants me to be a part of it, and it's not just about taking my money. But it's about
Yeah.
me growing as a professional, and so I really really love that aspect of it.
Oh, I couldn't agree more. I feel like it's a community that all of us start in the beauty industry thriving and wanting
Mhm.
that, just that connection. And it's hard to find it in different spaces, and collectively to have a community that's with people all across the US that
Mhm.
truly are cheering you on. And you said it, just it's a great community, and it's
Yeah.
been fun to be a part of it with you.
I know, and I was like, I keep coming back because it's not because I of like this year for sure. It's not even about the awards. I just want to like tell people about it and have them come and participate and just help grow yourself. Like to this year, it's for me, it's about learning more about myself and what I can do within my scope. and
Yeah.
challenging myself and setting goals for myself, what I want to take away from the skin games. Awards are nice, but I really just want like to learn. And that's really what I can say that I've done every year that I've participated. This is going to be my third year. And I've learned so much in the past 2 years that I want to apply what I've learned and then also see, push myself to learn a little bit more. So I'm really excited about this year because I'm really focusing on learning as opposed to winning. Last year I was focusing so much on winning that it caused
Yeah.
me some anxiety. And so
Yeah, yeah.
this year I was like, I'm not even gonna like think about whether or not I'm winning. I'm gonna think about whether or not I'm learning, and I can't wait to start. I'm thinking I'm gonna start my case studies in November. That's my plan.
Okay. Oh, I love that. Yeah, I this year I signed up. Last year I just did waxing, and this year I signed up for quite a lot, but I just have I needed skin games. I was in a position where I was just getting a little bit burnt out. I had a lot going on, the baby, and just
Mhm.
feeling not as excited about the things I was doing. And then I went to skin games and it was like what you said, it teaches you so much internally, and it was like, "Okay, I need to focus on myself and what makes me
Mhm.
happy, and, like, stop having this external validation being, like, what I'm focusing on. Because
Yes.
being in Flagstaff, I wanted to have the best practice in town, and so it's been like, Best of Flag has been a stressful thing for me, and it was like, "This is nothing, this means nothing for me," where the community that we have at Skin Games just has allowed me to propel, like, here at the spa, I've come back, I'm so excited in the case studies. I was like,
Mhm.
"I'm gonna do all of this." I wanna learn more too, because like, I focus so much on waxing and other things that I was wanting to create more
Mhm.
excitement in my community too, and the more I've shared with my clients about the case studies, they're like, "Oh my gosh, this is really cool. Let me be a part of
Yeah,
it." And it
I
helped
love
me
that.
to be more confident about selling my facial series because it was like,
Oh, good.
yeah, so I was like, "This is fun to compete," but I'm kind of in the same direction of you right now where I'm
Yeah.
like, I just wanna learn as much as I can and help the direction of my business, but also me be more confident with my clients as well during my treatments and things like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think that's what, because if like when we're confident, they definitely can feel that, and it makes them want to continue with you when you're just kind of like, oh, I don't know, And I feel like I
Yeah.
was that way. I was really that way. I was because I didn't, I was still fresh out of school, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I have no idea, and and one thing about me though, I do my best to not like act like I don't know something. Like I'm always like, oh, let me look more into it.
Yes, yes,
But
yes.
now it's more, I have more knowledge, so sometimes I can kind of use deductive reasoning and be like, oh, I believe that this could definitely be, because of XYZ. But it's still nice to even just have that vulnerability with the clients, and they still trust you because you've been confident in even in what you don't know. So I think that's
Yeah,
like so
definitely.
important.
Yeah, and they feel like they're open to learning with you and knowing that, like,
Mhm.
you're
Yeah.
going to give them the honesty because
Yeah.
I feel like that is what creates the relationship and the
Mhm.
foundation for
Yeah.
consistency, and
I'm very
that's awesome.
transparent with my clients too. Like, even if I don't know something, like I let them know, like, skin is different. So like my
Yeah.
skin is not going to respond the way your skin is responding. And even if we have the same color skin, doesn't mean that we have the same type of skin, doesn't mean that our skin is going to respond to treatments the same. And so I'm very transparent with them and letting them know that, and letting them know for sure, like, I don't follow trends. I don't follow TikTok. So, like, no, I don't have the latest, and greatest thing that TikTok is saying or Instagram is saying. I have what I have because I know what works in my salon. And so I'm very
Yes.
transparent with them. But at first, when I started, and that's one of the things that I would definitely tell new estheticians, is not to allow like that pressure of having the latest and greatest to be on your plate. Like
Oh,
really
yeah.
understanding that you are offering a service that's going to help them, and you have to do that the best way that you know how, and within the parameters that you can actually perform that service. Definitely don't go broke trying to keep up with the latest and greatest, because there's always going to be something great coming out in
Oh,
the
yeah.
beauty industry. And so hone in what you do know and strengthen that. And that's just my advice. That's what I've learned. And I'm in my fourth year right now, so that's what I've learned in the past 3 years of being an esthetician is be you. Be
Yes. Yeah.
authentically you, and your clients will appreciate that.
Mm.
And if they don't, they're not for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Bye-bye. They can go to somebody
Yeah,
else. And you don't want
they
them
can go to
anyway.
someone
So I
else.
feel like that's
Yeah.
like it was just being true to yourself at the beginning because I was like, when I first opened business, I wanted everyone. And then I remember
Mhm.
firing my first client. It was like, good riddance. They just weren't for me and
Yeah.
they are somewhere else. And it allowed me to see and put out there what I want and what I also am going to attract in as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I love
That's
that.
so good. I love it. Yeah.
Oh. Quick pause before we keep going. If you're enjoying this episode, make sure to follow Beauty Talk Confessions and show some love by leaving a quick review or rating and share this with someone you think you would enjoy it. That's how the space grows. This episode is sponsored by Prickly Bear Wax and Skincare, launching this summer. You can join our email list at pricklybear.com, BARE, to get early updates and pre-launch discounts. All right, back to the conversation. Well, I wanted to talk to you. So we just competed or participated in a social selfie boot camp challenge. I guess it was a little bit of a competition.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
That was
well,
fun. That was
it
fun.
was fun. Yeah, I'd love to hear what was your feelings at first when you heard about it and kind of your process and your journey through the 30 days.
Yeah. So when I heard about it, when Jen had talked to me about it, Coach Jen, I I was like, sure. Typically, like if Jen asked me to do something, I'm like, okay, Jen. Like I don't question her. I'm just like,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
But I was really thinking about how I would really love to, because that's kind of like where I'm at right now is being consistent with myself. Like not just telling everybody to be consistent, because consistency is key, all the things. And so one of the things that I've really been working on this year is being consistent. And so being a part of the challenge was, for me, was more about being consistent and staying within it, and not missing a day. Like it was very important to me that I didn't miss a day, because I wanted to make sure I did all 30 days without interruption, because I get bored really, really fast, and I will just
Yes.
move on to something else. And so it was
Yes.
important to me to stick to it. The other thing that I would say that I really wanted to do this for is because she said it was going to be with 19 other people, and I just thought, oh, cool. If there's people that I haven't met yet in the industry, I would love to meet them, because I love learning. I love seeing what everyone is doing and getting their perspective on why they do what they do, and just learning from us, because we're in the industry together. And so that was really exciting for me, is building my community as well
Yeah.
within aesthetics. And so I was excited. I think I was more excited about like getting to know all of you guys and seeing how you reuse the same products that I have. And that was really cool to see how creative everybody was. Like I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, it was fun to see how creative everyone was, and like
Hmm.
also just like the days that I was like, okay, I'm gonna come at this, and then I saw your videos, or oh my gosh, some of Juan's videos were just like
Oh, I know.
so exciting. Where I was like, okay, if I did this again, I will try this.
Yeah.
But yours were really fun as well. You definitely created like a different side of things, and it was cool to watch your journey.
Thank you. Yeah, that was fun. I loved how you like incorporated your kids, and just your personality, and just like you were just like, hey, like today was a crazy day, but I'm here, like
Oh my gosh,
I
yeah.
loved I love that you showed your vulnerability, and like that you took a chance, and you're like, hey, I'm on here now.
Oh,
And you
thank
just
you.
you pressed on. I love it.
Oh, it's been hard for me. Like, I've been in business for quite a while and I had a big staff at one point. I'm now solo since actually Skin Games. My last esthetician moved down to Phoenix. And so it's been a little bit of a journey, but I got in my head where it was like, how can I come on here and do all these things? And I'm comfortable on this podcast, but it was like, how can I show this? And I made excuses where it's like, I don't want to show my kids, but at the same time, like, to a certain respect, I'm okay with it. And then it was like, I'm a messy person. This morning, I was literally blow drying my hair and it went out the blow dryer. And it like,
Oh,
I was sitting there and I'm like, are you kidding me?
yeah.
So my whole life is like, honestly, a roller
Yeah.
coaster. It's like,
Yeah.
like it's just how you do it as a mom. We're killing
Yeah.
it. And it's, yeah. But it was like, I just wanted to show that. And I loved being a part of it, and seeing your guys' post really helped me. Like towards the end, I was just sharing with Jennifer the other day. I got back from my trip and we were at home. We're doing a huge construction project. So my house is like ripped apart right now.
Yeah.
And I was laying on the couch. I'm like, I don't want to do this. And that's the video that I actually have my baby like rubbing with the Ada
Yeah.
cosmetics tool.
Yeah.
And
So
he's
cute.
like, you have to go do it. Everyone else is counting on you. They're all doing it. And it was like, oh, fine. And it was cool to have you guys as part of it for me, where it was like, okay. And I feel like we're all in the same space where it's like, now this is easier. We've already got through that like awkwardness. And so
Yeah.
now just showing up on social media is like, whatever. Everyone's already
Yeah.
seen us
Everybody's,
during
yeah.
this weird time.
Yeah.
Like, this
Yeah.
is, yeah, there's nothing really to lose now.
And I tell people all the time is one thing that I learned in, social media is like it's not about like what you look like, it's just about showing up. And so like even if you just got out of bed and you're just like, hey, I just woke up, but I just thought of something. Like even just like jumping on camera to talk about like what you just thought about. It's just so authentic and people want to see that. And I noticed that like when I post my videos of myself, like if I'm in it and I'm talking, people respond more to those videos. I have more interactions with those than I do with like me doing a facial. Like I don't get a lot of
Yeah.
response unless it's like slow motion or if it has like, some visual effects. But for the most part, like people just like to listen to me talk, I guess. I don't
Yes.
because I always have the most response that way. So but it's really cool. I always tell people like it's okay, just be yourself. Like I've definitely was afraid to get on. Like I was like, what am I gonna say? What am I gonna like what if I
Yeah.
stutter? I'm like, well, I stutter. So like if I stutter, I just stutter. So and so like now I'm just kind of like I'm just gonna be me because I only know how to be me and I don't know how to be anything else or anyone else. And
Yeah.
I really just want to be me in this season.
Oh, well, and I feel like there's so much said about that where it's you are just so happy right now and like seeing this, seeing that you transitioned from doing makeup to starting a space and now you're up leveling to a new space. That's all I feel like a foundation of coming true to yourself, but then
Yeah.
also living that because
Yeah.
it's hard trying to compete in this industry in a way
Yeah.
and not having imposter syndrome. So I love that.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's beautiful that you're doing that.
Yeah. I just it's just like a like daily, it's intentional, like being intentional just it really helps you to just continue to move forward rather than trying to, be like everyone else. I've definitely learned like I cannot compare. Like I was comparing myself, especially when I first started, I was comparing myself to people who's been in the industry for like 7, 10 years. And I'm like, this is crazy. Like, why are you doing this? And so I had to get to a place where I was like, give yourself grace. And I had to like really like it took me like a year to learn how to give myself grace and stop
Yeah.
comparing myself to everyone else because really there is no comparison to someone that's been in the industry for 7 years as far as knowledge goes, but that doesn't mean that I'm less than them. And I think that was like that my imposter syndrome was like I'm just not worthy enough to do this. And so that's one thing that I would say that I continue to work on was just that intentionality of showing up for my business and showing up for myself as I am and recognizing that I don't have to be everything just yet.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Well, and everyone starts somewhere, and so it's yeah, who it's just it's amazing. So I love it. And the journey is part of the process, and I feel like you're just gonna get that much further along having that mindset, and it's true to what you're doing right now.
Yes, thank you so much. I appreciate you, Katie. It's so
Oh, I
good meeting
appreciate
you.
you.
I'm
You
glad that we
too.
kept in contact too. And then we had
Yeah.
the opportunity to with Skin Game. So,
Yes, I know. Well, and skin games happen, and then it's like this year's been crazy, and so I like this competition too because it kind of regrounded me. Where it was like, these are my people. I want to
yeah.
reach out to you guys more because I had been trying to do stuff, and then life is crazy, and then the summer
Yeah.
ends. It's like okay, and so yeah, this has been really fun.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
I do have one more question. I love to ask all my guests, if there is one ritual or routine that you can't live without that you wouldn't mind sharing with us.
yes. So, my morning routine, every morning. Well, some mornings I miss out on the tea, but every morning I try to have devotion. And so it's prayer and reading my Bible. That is like the ritual that I'm pretty consistent with every day at the start of my day. And so I think that definitely that is something that helpful for me. But I would say like waking up and starting your day, whether it's journaling or some type of devotion. I would say, of course, devotion, in my Bible, but whatever type of devotion, I would say just kind of setting aside that time because that's like your time to regroup your mind. And however you do that, more power to you. But I'm just saying, like, having something where you're sitting down and you're thinking about something other than, yourself, other than your business, other than, your children, other than all the things that makes life a little bit more difficult, and just grounding yourself. I think that's just so important to do. I would like to incorporate working out with that at
Yeah.
some point, but I'm working on that. I'm working on that. But yeah, that's my
Yeah.
morning routine:
And due time.
devotion and journaling and tea. My tea.
Oh,
I love tea.
I love that. That's beautiful. And what a great way to start the day and just kind of reconnect and
Yeah.
get yourself started.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Well, this has been great.
Yes.
Last thing I would love is if you are able to share with our listeners where they can find you, follow you, if anyone is wanting to reach out to get to know you a little bit more, where they can do that.
Yeah, so I am on all platforms, but I typically am only on IG. Like I don't
Yeah,
post as frequently on Facebook or TikTok, but I do have them. You can find me at the Rebute. On Instagram, it's the dot Rebute. So it's THE.REBEAUTE. And you can type that in and find me at TikTok or Instagram there. Or you can email me the Rebute at gmail.com.
perfect. Well, we will have all of that in our show notes below. This has been wonderful getting to know you a little bit more, Nakeisha. Thank you so much for being on Beauty Talk Confessions today.
Thank you so much for having me, Katie. I really appreciate it.
You're so welcome. Thank you so much for being a part of this space and for listening to today's episode of Beauty Talk Confessions. I wanted to take a moment and recognize our amazing sponsors, Prickly Bear, a desert-curated post-hair removal skincare line with pre- and post-care products created to support healthy skin beyond the treatment room, launching this summer. If this conversation resonated with you, make sure to follow the show and share it with someone in the beauty industry. Staying connected is how we grow, learn, and support each other. You can also follow us on Instagram at Beauty Talk Confessions and Prickly Bear for updates, behind the scenes, and more conversations like this. And if you have a moment, leaving a review helps this podcast reach more people who need this conversation too, and it would mean the world to me. This is Beauty Talk Confessions, and I'll see you next week.